This video tutorial I will explain how to integrate Amazon S3 with Spring Boot effortlessly. This video we will see how to integrate Amazon S3 with Spring Boot application for efficient file storage and file retrieval. Amazon S3 is a popular cloud storage solution that allows developers to manage files in the cloud. By combining S3 with Spring Boot, you can easily build scalable applications with functionalities like file uploads, file downloads, and more. What are the prerequisites are needed? First one is AWS account. You need an AWS account to create and manage S3 buckets. The second one is AWS SDK for Java. The AWS SDK provides libraries that enable Java applications to interact with AWS services. Third one is Spring Boot. Basic understanding of Spring Boot and Spring Boot project setup is needed. Next, you have to set up your environment. Create an S3 bucket. Go to the AWS Management Console and navigate to S3 and create a new bucket. And you have to set up AWS credentials. How to set up AWS credential? I have created separate video. Please see the link in this video description. You can configure AWS credentials using AWS configure command. It will ask access key ID, secret access key, region name, and output format that you have to provide. I have already done this setup. I have already done AWS credential setup. To verify that, I can use this command and I got this output. Here I have already created one bucket and the bucket does not have any files. Here you can see AWS S3 Spring Boot demo project and its folder structure. Here you can see pom.xml file. Here I have included the dependencies. The first one is Spring Boot Starter Web. The second one is Spring Cloud AWS Starter. And the third one is AWS SDK. In application.properties file, I have specified access key ID, secret key, and region. Here I have defined the class AWS config, which is a configuration class. Here I am creating a S3 client object, which is a reusable S3 client object, so that other parts of the application can use it for AWS S3 operations like uploading or downloading files. To create a S3 client object, I am passing access key ID, secret key, and region here. Here I have defined the class S3 service, which is a service class. Here I am auto wiring S3 client object. Here I have defined the bucket name. And here I have defined upload file method to upload file to the S3 bucket. Here I am creating put object request object by specifying bucket name and key name. Then using put object method of S3 client object, I am uploading file to the S3 bucket. Here I have defined the method download file to download file from the S3 bucket. Here I am creating a get object request object by specifying bucket name and key name. Then using get object method of S3 client object, I am downloading file from S3 bucket to the local file path. Here I have defined the class S3 controller, which is a REST controller. And here I have auto-wired S3 service. And here I have defined upload file method, which accept multi-part file. And to call this method, we have to use this path, and it is used to upload file to S3. And this piece of code, I am saving the file temporarily on the server before uploading to the S3. Here I am calling upload file method of S3 service object. Here I have defined the method download file, which accept key name and download path. and this method is used to download file from AWS S3 to specific location on your computer. To call this method, we have to use this path. And here I am calling download file method of S3 service object. Here I have defined the class Spring AWS S3 application, which is Spring Boot application. Now I am going to start this Spring Boot application. The Spring Boot application is started in 8080 port. Here I have opened a Postman client, and to upload file, you have to use this URL. HTTP method should be post, and in headers, provide the content type as multi-part form data. Select body. Here you have to give key as file, and here you have to select the file, and here you have to select the files from local machine. Click on send, and here we got 200 OK, and file is uploaded successfully. Click on refresh, and here you can see the file is uploaded successfully. To download file from S3 bucket to local system, you have to use this URL. Key name I am giving as bad.jpg. This file is there in the AWS S3 bucket, and here I have provided the download path. And in this path, currently no file is there. HTTP method should be get. Click on send, and we got 200 OK, which is success response, and the file is downloaded successfully. And here you can see the file is successfully downloaded. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click on like button, and please subscribe to my channel. You can get Java source code and PowerPoint presentation for each and every video. That you can see it in the description section of the video. Click on show more, and here you can see the description, and here you can see the links to download source code and PowerPoint presentation.